Good morning, everyone. My name is Salsabila Putri. I'm a geological engineering student from Diponegoro University. Today, I want to present to you about our study with the title of the Geological History of the Formation of Ngimbang and Sambeng Subdistrict, Lamongan and Sambeng District in Jombang, East Java, Indonesia. Now, let's move on to the first part of the presentation, which is introduction. Eastern Java has geological features that describe the process of sedimentation and deformation, which help in interpretation of history of its formation. One of the interesting geological features in the study area is anticlinorium hills in the north part of East Java. This study aims to determine the process that occurred based on geomorphological conditions, the distribution of lithology and stratigraphy, as well as geological structure that control the research area. Now let's move on to the next part, which are geological regional. The Lamongan and Jombang Regency is included in East Java, which physiographically divided into 5 zones, which are zoological zone. While on the other hand, the research area is included in 3 zones, namely Kendeng zone, Jombang zone, and Bandung zone. For the regional stratigraphy of this study area, from the oldest to the youngest there are Sonde Formation, Lida Formation, Pucangan, and also alluvium. Sonde Formation is a formation that composed with yellowish white soft calcarenite and contains large planktonic foraminifera. And there is also brexia at the top with limestone fragments. Now let's move on to the next formation, which are Lida. Lida Formation is included in Rembang zone composed with bluish claystone and layer marl. The next is Pucang Formation, which are part of Kendeng zone that is consists of volcanic facies and black facies clay. And the last one, the youngest one, is alluvium. Alluvium is sediment composed of silt and fine sand that has not been consolidated. Regional structure of the study area are divided into 2 zones, which are Kendeng zone and Jombang zone. In the Kendeng zone, the structure that developed is anticlinorium and Ferris fault, while the Jombang zone has same structure with anticlinal, and also the structure that follow is continuous upward fault. Now let's move on to the next part, which is data and method. The method that is used in this study is primary data, which were taken by geological mapping, and then after that the data were analyzed through petrography, microfossil, and also geological structure analysis. Now let's move on to the main part of the presentation, which are results and discussion. The geomorphology of the study area is classified as structural land, which based on the main process that form in morphology of the research area. Based on morphometric calculation and descriptive explanatory, the genetic analysis that brought by Bramantio and Bandono in 2006 make our study area divided into 2 names, which is anticlinal ridge hill and undulating anticlinal ridge hill. As you can see here in the geomorphological map, there are 2 colors that show anticlinal ridge hill with the darker color, and the light color is undulating anticlinal ridge hill. And there is also the picture of field condition of morphology Now let's move on to the lithology discussion. From the mapping data, there are 5 lithology based on its appearance and characteristics. The 5 lithology units are marl, claystone, tuff, sandstone, and also alluvium. Now let's discuss the oldest one, which is marl. Marl is fine-grained lithology with dark gray color, can be found at 18 observation points. And based on petrography analysis, the composition of marl are crystal as fragment, mud as matrix, calcite as cement, and there is also porosity that classified as vagiporosity. The relative age of the marl based on microfossil study is Upper Miocene to Pliocene that is sedimented in Lower Bathyal based on paleobathymetry study. Now let's move on to the next lithology unit, that is claystone. Claystone is a very fine-grained lithology with gray color with no carbonate characteristic, which can be found at 10 observation points. Based on petrography analysis, the composition of claystone are mud as matrix and silica as cement, and there is also porosity that classified as vagiporosity. Based on physical characteristic of the lithology, it is compared to regional map stratigraphy column, which show that the lithology formed in Pleistocene with P as the depositional environment. Now let's move on to the next lithology unit, which is tuff. Tuff is volcanic lithology that is yellow appearance with very fine grain and has carbonate characteristic. Based on petrography analysis, the tuff is 100% composed with picric as matrix. The relative age of tuff based on microfossil analysis are Upper Miocene to Pleistocene, with sedimented on middle bathyal zone based on paleobathymetry study. Now let's move on to the last lithology unit that we found in the study area, which is sandstone. Sandstone is lithology that has brownish appearance with medium to fine grain composition with carbonate characteristic. Sandstone can be found at 68 observation points, which based on petrograph analysis, the sandstone composed with some stuff which are lithic as fragment, clay as matrix, and clay also as cement. The relative age of the sandstone based on microfossil analysis are Pliocene to Pleistocene that sedimented on Neritic to Upper Bathyal zone based on paleobathymetry study. Now, based on data from the geological mapping, it is represented in the form of geological map and also geological insection profile. As you can see here, we can see there is a reconstruction of anticline that is affected by exodus process. Now let's move on to the next discussion about the geological structure of the study area. The structure that is found in the study area are fold and fracture. And from the geological structure analysis, it shows that there is a change direction, which is in Upper Miocene to Pliocene. It has northeast-southwest trend, which in Pliocene to Pleistocene change direction to northwest-southeast. Now let's move on to the next discussion. about the geological history. From all the data that we earned earlier, we can conclude some geological history of the area, which are the study area began in late Miocene to Pliocene with the deposition of marl unit in the Bathyal zone. And then furthermore, claystone lithology was deposited in deep sea, which part of Lida Formation with relative age of Pliocene to Pleistocene. And at this time, the tectonic activity occurred, which result in structure of fault. Then next, the tectonic analysis. The tectonic activity causes a decrease in sea level, then the deposition continue with the volcanic material deposit, which form tuff in the middle bathyal zone. The deposition continue with sandstone unit on Pliocene until quarter at the upper bathyal to inner neritic zone. Over time, exodus process such as weathering continue and produce alluvium deposit, which result of nowadays condition. Based on the presentation that we discussed earlier, we can conclude some point here, which is the first one. The terrain of the study area is included as the structural landform divided into steep anticlinal ridge hill and undulating anticlinal ridge hill. Then the stratigraphy of the study area divided into 5 lithology units, which are from the oldest to the youngest are marl unit, claystone, tuff, sandstone, and alluvium. Then the history of the formation of the study area began in late Miocene until Pleistocene. Then the structure that develop in research area are fault, and burrow with the change direction in middle Pliocene. The first one begin with northeast southwest, then change to northwest southeast. Okay, I think that's all. And this is some references that we used to conduct this study. I think that's all for me. Thank you so much.